Hello, it is Christmas in July, and I truly cannot believe that I haven't mentioned it yet because I love Christmas and I love winter and everything that comes with it. And it's been a hot summer here, and the next few days are going to be hot, so I thought this would be a perfect time to pretend it's December and kick off a quick little mini series to wrap up the month of July. So today we're painting a super simple Christmas tree, great for beginners, perfect if you want to start early on handmade cards or small giftable art. Like I said, it's simple and there's some repetition, so I will speed you up through some parts just to save your time. But let's get started here so I can show you what I mean. Starting off with burnt umber on my brush, and I'm just doing a very light tree trunk. All right, now on my brush, I have a mixture of Winsor, lemon, and permanent sap green. And I will list all of my supplies that I'm using in the description if you're interested in any of them. But I'm still new to them and I'm still new to this sketchbook. This paper is dreamy, but I'm kind of still just familiarizing myself with how it soaks up water and paint and all that stuff. So I just went over those a little bit more so you could see them. And I am doing a series of arrows. It's just a lot of this painting is going to be a series of arrows. Starting off here with up arrows, as you can see, somewhat close together, leaving some space in between each one. And it's okay if some are a little thicker than others, lighter, darker, it's okay. And the idea is to make them wider as you go down. You can see I kind of didn't do that very well. I've got a size 2 brush now, and by the way, that first brush I was using was size 6. And with my size 2 brush, I'm going to do a bunch more arrows. And it doesn't look like arrows yet, just looks like lines, but you'll see that I am going to darken these up a little bit and then do the other side. So you can see I'm painting in lines that are turning out to be arrows pointing at the tree trunk. So I am going to do that on both sides of the tree. And for this first side of the tree, I'm going to keep it on regular speed for you because I want you to kind of see it come together. But it's just, I'm not trying to be precise. I'm not making sure there's, 7 or 8 or 9 on one side. And so then I have to do 7 or 8 or 9 on the other side. I'm just really just flicking in some loose lines and it's all going to come together. I love this tree. I love this style of tree. This is the first in a little mini series that I'm doing, like I said. And so I hope you enjoy it. And, some people might be like, it's July, you should not be painting a Christmas tree, but that's okay. Some people like to make handmade Christmas cards. And for artists who sell at markets or are just gearing up to launch their Christmas line, this is when people are doing all of the designing and making. Okay, so you can see that I didn't get my lines very, well, they're almost the same there. So I will be tweaking those. It's all good. Maybe just try not to do what I did in that spot, but if you do, it's fine. You'll see that I tweak it. Like I said, we've got a lot of repetition in this video with all the lines, and then we've got a few layers that we're going to do. And again, I'm going to speed you up on the left-hand side just to save you time. But to let you know, this painting all in all took me about 35 minutes, I would say, maybe 40. I don't remember with drying time. That's including drying time and all the things. So it's a quick, relatively quick painting that you can do. And I hope you have fun with it if you give it a try. And you can see here, I'm just kind of doing the same thing on the left that I did on the right. And now I'm going to add the top of our tree. And I'm not really doing the same thing. You can see I just did 3 lines, and then I'm just going to kind of do some little lines at the top. And I will tweak this a couple times as we tweak the tree throughout. Now, this is all dry, and I'm coming in with a second layer. So this layer of paint is just only permanent sap green from my Winsor & Newton set. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm going over what we did in the first layer, but not precisely. Like I'm not trying to trace every line. I'm just adding more lines. You're going to be able to see some of the lighter lines through this layer, and that's what we're going for. We're just adding some depth to this tree, some dimension. Try not to overthink it. This is meant to be fun and relaxing. And really, these paintings that have a lot of repetition in them, I do find them very relaxing. and enjoyable. So I hope you do too. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Trees come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and personalities, and we're going for some charming, maybe a little whimsy. Just have fun with it. And don't feel like you have to be locked into the color green. You could do a pink tree, start with some red and dilute it a little bit and just do varying shades and have fun with that. Have a pinkish red tree. That's all good. And while I am filling in some spots here, I am also leaving some white space peeking through. So it just adds some light and, it's just realistic. Not that we're going for realism. Here's where I'm going to go ahead and bring out that branch that kind of got to be the same length as the one above it. Just going to be tweaking it as we go, like I like to do. And in fact, you're going to see, I think, some portions of this video that you're going to think I'm doing things out of order, and that's okay. And since I lengthened that branch above, I'm also going to be lengthening the couple branches below it, just to keep the shape of the tree that I'm going for. This is one of those paintings where you can kind of zone out a little bit, just relax as you repeat the strokes, but also just look at that right side as opposed to the left side, just the depth that it has adding that second color. The tree would be fine with just that first layer, having it be a nice light Christmas tree, but I really like the depth that adding different colors adds. And just repeating the steps on the left side, so speeding it up, keep things moving here. And since we made that bottom portion of the tree a little bit wider, we're going to also add a little more volume up at the top of the tree, just again to keep the shape that I'm going for. Okay, third layer, we have let everything dry on the first and second layers, and the colors I mixed together for this third layer are aqua green and permanent sap green to just get a little bit more, a little darker color here for our final layer. And we'll be tweaking again as we go, adding a little bit more of that at the top there just so it matches nicely to our bottom portion. And a lot of this too is just kind of painting a little bit and then stepping back, taking a look and filling in here and there and tweaking. And now I'm going to just find some just kind of gaping white spaces and fill those in a little bit. Obviously leaving plenty of the background showing through just because that's what most trees look like. Again, not that we're going for realism, but that is all dry. I'm covering up my other sketchbook page so that I can add some splatter here. And the splatter, I'm just using that mixture of the aqua green and permanent sap green for my splatter. And again, you might think I'm doing things out of order, but now I'm adding ornaments in the color alizarin crimson, and I'm just dotting a nice drop of paint on there. I will be doing a second layer as well because they end up drying, transparent like colors, like watercolors do. So you can see like this one right here, it's just, I don't want to see through it. So just adding a second layer and speeding that up so we can keep it moving here. Always feel free to pause me or speed me up, whatever you need to do if you're painting along. Okay, and now more out of order steps. I mean, whose order are we following really? But just tweaking it until I like what I see. And I decided I wanted to fill in the bottom of the tree. So I'm just doing the same steps. This is the Winsor lemon mixed with the sap green, and I'm just going to do my layers. I'm going to actually let that one dry before I add only permanent sap green, and then I'm actually going to leave that wet when I add my third layer of the mixture of aqua green and sap green. And you'll see why here, because I don't need a lot of detail, because I'm going to do one final step that you'll understand. It'll make sense here in just a second. And of course, if yours looks different than mine, that is great because every tree is different and every artist is different. And I want you to make this your own, or you can do it just like I'm doing. It does not matter to me. So just have fun with it. There have been several spots in this painting where we could have just left it as is, but I just kept going. Should we start the conversation about when do you start decorating for Christmas? I tend to start taking my bins down on October 31st and decorate on November 1st, or at least start decorating. And I get a lot of static for that. I mean, I don't really mention it to people too much anymore, but I used to post on Facebook and then Inevitably, people would be like, "No, you're skipping Thanksgiving." Promise, I'm not. Okay, clean water on the brush, and I'm just brushing it on my paper and touching it up into the tree. And I really wanted some of that green, all those greens, to be kind of seeping down into that water area, and it didn't do enough for me. So I just added some color on my brush and just tapping it into that wet portion under the tree. And I love that effect. I think it looks so pretty. And I think we've got a charming little tree here. I hope you do too. I hope you enjoy painting this if you give it a try. And I'm looking at this and thinking, I want to add a little bit of my Jelly Roll white gel pen here to our little ornaments. They're kind of small, so it's, a little challenging, but I just want to give the indication that we've got some shiny little bubbles on the tree and we're just going with it. Obviously, that is an optional step. And so this is our tree. But let me tell you, I walked away from it, walked past it again, and decided to add some black pen, but I didn't do it on video. So here's what it looks like with a little bit of black pen added into the branches. And I think it just adds even more depth and dimension, and I love it. Our first little tree to celebrate Christmas in July, and I hope it brought some festive fun to your day, even in the middle of summer. And like I mentioned, this is part of a short Christmas in July mini-series I'm doing to wrap up the month. So keep an eye out for a couple more easy and cheerful little tutorials coming soon. And I hope to see you then.